Meanwhile, Van was sitting alone at home and squeezing her hands inward when the doorbell started ringing, making her heart beat quicker. She shut her eyes thinking it was Jungkook and taking a deep breath went to the door and opened it without even meeting his gaze. But when the other person started speaking before seeing her face, she was mind blocked by his voice. Hello neighbor, how about become friends? Jimin cut off his sentence upon seeing Wan there. Wan burst into tears and immediately threw herself into his arms sobbing. Jimin got tears in his eyes as he hugged her back tightly, carrying her. Jimin, is it really you? Crying and burying her face in the corner of his neck. Jimin was still carrying her, hugging her. He wiped his eyes with his other hand and breaking the hug, trying to make a normal facial expression. Yeah, Jimin, stop crying, sweetie. Why are you crying? I miss you so much like here. Still crying, he ruffled her hair and shook her shoulder. Stop crying, sweetie. I miss you so much too, more than you missed me. You know? Where have you been all this time? I tried calling you, but your phone number didn't work. Why? I lost my phone, but I tried to getting a new SIM with the same number as replacement. Unfortunately, I had to use the new number because of some issues. While telling her, he noticed the wedding ring on her ring finger, which caught his attention. He glared at her face with wide eyes. So, she is married too? Have you gotten married too? She nodded, but a tear dropped from her eye again, revealing she was unhappy. Jimmy's heart clenched seeing her like that. Why did you get married suddenly? You told me studies were important, right? She remained silent. Who married you? Are you continuing studies or not? My husband doesn't want me to study. He told me before marriage that I could continue, but after marriage, he changed his words. He changed a lot, Jimmy. What? Who's that guy? Why did you marry him, trusting him that much? It was Jungkook. They heard the gate opening of the home. She flinched as if it was the danger. Jimmy, please go back to your home immediately. Why? I can't go without doing anything. I'll tell you everything. Please go from the backside of the home. He's coming. She was getting scared. Jimin was speechless. This was the first time he had seen her trembling. But respecting her words, he left before Jungkook could see them together. She wiped her tears, adjusted her hair, and sat back in her place, as if nothing had happened. Soon Jungkook came in and saw Wan with a poker face. She smelled something bad from him, even from a distance, which made her face twitch in disgust. It was the smell of blood mixed with something else. She looked at him with questioning expression, but found him already heading to the bedroom to freshen up. What's that smell? What did he do that made it feel so creepy now? She whispered to herself, but then heard him say something. He was leaving. Heat up the dinner for me. I'm hungry. She glanced at him flinching. Had he heard her? But by the time she flinched, he was already gone from her sight. Me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety filling up every space, no privacy. Here Jimin was speechless, staring at the empty wall while clutching his fist. Even though he was at home now, his thoughts were only one. He still couldn't forget the sight of trembling Wan and the tears in her eyes. How is it really possible? I thought I had lost of control. But when I went to the hall next to mine just to make friends with the neighbors, thinking they were strangers, I cut off my voice when I saw Wan suddenly there in front of me. When she hugged me tightly and cried with me, it seemed like it wasn't just because she missed me. There must be another reason behind her tears. How did Jungkook marry Wan? Jingho doesn't even like Wan looking at Jungkook, right? Where was her family? Why did they come here and leave their hometown? Why was she getting scared just by her husband? I still remember how much she loved Jungkook. But I can't see her happy now, but only unhappy and fearful. She left for studies, but what happened in the middle? How could she marry Jungkook? Even her brother doesn't want her to love Jungkook, right? Definitely something went wrong during this time. Whatever happened, I can't let her stay stuck in that suffering. His phone started ringing and he saw it was an unknown number. He cut off the call and not even interested in picking it up. But it started ringing again. He picked up the call in irritation. But hello? Hello, is this Jimmy? Yeah, but who are you? Jimmy, it's me, once for Mr. Kim. Jimmy was still and didn't speak. I'm sorry. When you came to me asking where Ryan was living in Tokyo, her university, I told you she went to Korea to study, lied to you. I didn't let you meet her even once. But now, I need your help. Only you can help us. What made you say that? Because I know you like my wine. You are the only one who would do anything, no matter the cost, to ensure her safety. Please, help me. The call was cut off. Jimmy got up from his place in tension. He tried to call back, but the call wouldn't go through. He tried again and again, but it was no use. He screamed in frustration and kicked the furniture as his mind went into a mess. What's going on with them? Vine is here and her dad was asking for help only from me. I need to talk to Vine. There is so much confusion that has been silent until now. He went to Vine again without delay. Vine was setting the dishes on the dining table, but she went blank when she saw Jimmy in the hall, staring at her with full of pride. Why did you come again? Please leave before Jim could see you. I need to know something right now. Vine, let's talk. I can't talk now. Junko will get angry if he sees us together. You leave, and I'll meet you tomorrow early in the morning. Sure then. He was about to leave, but had to stop when Jungkook spoke. Vine saw Jungkook coming toward them with a strict face, his wet hand covering his forehead. He was getting closer to Jimmy, but Jimmy didn't hesitate to step back. He also just stared at Jungkook with a strict face. Who are you, and what are you doing here? I'm your wife's best friend, Jimmy. I came here to talk to her. When he said that, not lying, Vine got scared and Jungkook gritted his teeth and was about to step forward, but Vine stepped between them. Jimmy, please leave. Okay, he said, still not taking his eyes off Jungkook, and left. Vine sighed in relief, but when she looked at Jungkook, she flinched at the way he was giving her a death glare. Jungkook, I can explain. Please sit. Let's have dinner while eating. She thought she could deal with Jungkook smoothly. He sat in the chair and they both started reading. He gave her a personal glance and she began explaining. He was my best friend since I started studying in high school. She was telling him about Jimmy, not hiding anything, while Jungkook ate silently, learning more about him. They finished dinner. That's it. I didn't even know he was living here, but finally seeing him, it's unbelievable. Stop getting feelings for him. He kicked the whole dining table to the side, which collided with the pot. She froze in her place with wide eyes in terror. He was breathing heavy like a lion and glaring her angrily. She literally felt like he was a monster. Before she could get up, he came to her at lightning speed, grabbed her throat and slammed her head and to the backboard of the chair again, placing one of his legs on the chair seat. What my mom said was true that day. That's why you wanted to leave for this guy. When we got you, you played a damn fake story. Tears welled up in her eyes as his grip tightened painfully on her. She struggled to free herself from his hold. He suddenly let go of her and stormed to the entrance doors, slamming them until she locked it. She got up, holding her neck and coughing. And what did you say that day? So you think I would go for another guy either? If I had that much trust, why did I stop you when you came to me for it? Listen, I want to meet my parents before we leave, because you won't even allow me to talk on the phone. Jungkook, you are misunderstanding. There is nothing like that in between us. Trust me. She tried to make him understand and insisted she was innocent, but he pinned her to the wall, digging into her eyes with his own red eyes. Stop the drama again. I thought I shouldn't scare you physically and should do it gently. But no, after realizing you also like your brother with his bad character, I won't hesitate to be calm again. You deserve my rough side as well. They was stunned why he was insulting her brother before she could open her mouth. He smashed his lips to her, kissing her aggressively. She was crying and trying to stop him, but he started biting her lips, making her bleed. His lips were crashing against hers, brutally not letting her even take a breath. While she tried to push him away, even her tears were mixing with the forceful kiss. As he sat thoughtfully, but when his hands slid up her knee, she pushed him back, slapping him in disgust and anger. He was stunned to see her defending herself for the first time against him. She was wiping her lips, looked at him through her tear-filled eyes with pain. She found him staring at her with the same roughness, with no hint of regret for hurting her like this. Enough, Jinko. I can't let you torment me anymore. I wanted divorce no matter what. When she asked for the divorce, his expression changed and he burst into loud laughter. I won't even let you go away from me for 1 second. You belong to me. Whine whether you agree or not. Did you lose your sense? Since marriage you are showing hell to me. One day you show love, another day you show darkness of toxicity. And sometimes you even talk emotionally. What the hell is this up? I'm then not understanding anything. Why did you even marry me? I even suspected me. If you ever loved me too, I never loved you. She was blank hearing him, finally hearing the words she never expected from him. It wasn't just a word, it was her whole life depended on it. And I won't hide anything. I'll tell you why I married you too. I married you for revenge, darling. Yes, of course. I didn't even love you at all. So don't expect me to be kind to you like I was when I was dating you. Tears fell from her eyes in disbelief. Jinko, please don't joke with me. Say you are lying. Yes, she said, making her heart expect a glimpse of hope from him, but he broke her again with his words screaming. I'm not joking. I'm not even mad. And I only want revenge by using you. Because your brother killed my sister after marriage. No, my brother wouldn't kill your sister. I know how much he loves her. He would never kill her. Never. She was trembling while saying this, tears sliding down her eyes. I don't care whether you believe it or not. Revenge is the only thing that matters to me. I'll ruin your life and have your brother. This is the only thing to take me revenge. When he dangerously came to her, it sent chills down her spine. Then she took a small tool and threw it in the light and plunged the room into darkness before running away. I won't leave you tonight. He started searching for her in the hall, not going out because he already locked the doors, so there was no chance for her to pass in and escape.
Up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety filling up every space, no privacy.
Vaughn rushed into the bedroom, crying in fear. She immediately locked herself in behind the doors, collapsing at the door. Crying she had lost all her strength and hope. Her hair fell messily on her face. There was a cut on her lip. The sweat flowed as she was too scared. God, please help me, save me from my husband. She was stuttering while crying in fear, praying to God and shivering. That's when she heard a slam on the door from the other side. She quickly covered her own mouth with her hands, not letting even herself be heard by him. Vaughn, baby, I know you are in there. Kindly open the door for me. I swear, I'll be gentle too. He was asking so sweetly and calmly, but she was crying, covering her mouth, shaking her head in fear. When she didn't respond to him, it triggered his beast. Open the door right now. He kicked the door aggressively from the outside, which made vibrations and sent more shivers through her, as if he had really kicked her instead. She crawled on her knees and palms, not even able to stand up to run, moving from the door to corner of the room, hugging her knees and pressing herself into the corner. She shivered in fear, crying as he shouted, cursing, and kicked the door again. Are you gonna open the damn door, or should I break it down? She is trembling even though the doors are locked, but hearing her husband shouting and she is panicking, she was covering her mouth, suppressing herself. Trembling in fear helpless, she was scared in the corner, not daring to let him come in. She knows what he will do if she opens it. Why? I'm telling you to open the door by yourself. If you don't want me to hurt you very bad. Otherwise, you can't imagine how much I can do to you if I come inside on my own. She didn't respond to him as she was crying in fear, shivering. She knows how dearly he can prove what he said within seconds, but she is not in a state to open it and let him come in because she knows he would do what he said, even if she opened the door or if he came breaking the door. Please, somebody help me, please. She was praying with her hands together, but the door finally broke open. Jungkook stormed into the room. She froze when she saw him, his face and his whole appearance like a volcano. You made a huge mistake by trying to hide from me, baby. You deserve my rough side even more. Dad, a fistful of her long hair, ankling her painful and making her stand up. Jungkook, please stop it. I'm on your periods. Stop lying to make excuses. I won't give you any more time. Your time is already up. He pushed her onto the nearby table, making her slam her body against the wall. She tried to leave, but he held her ankles and pulled her down while she squirmed, screaming for help. Stop squirming. No one can hear you.
I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.